What if our minds, through focused intention, could shape our reality? Can we really alter the chances of something happening? Yes, we can. This is the basis of quantum physics, not a fantasy. To get to this level, all you need is to master your mental energy. Then you'll be able to shape your environment simply by willing it into reality. But before we get there, we must start in the same place the great sage Hermes Trismegistus did, by mastering the principle of mentalism. What is this mysterious principle that even the smartest scientists in the world still fail to completely understand? The all is mind. Hermeticism is an ancient philosophical and spiritual tradition attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a mythical sage, and explains how the universe operates according to certain immutable principles. Among these, the principle of mentalism is the most fundamental. Imagine the universe as a huge thought, one that's connected to every living human's mind. This cosmic mind is the source of all creation, and everything within the universe is a manifestation of it. That is the Hermetic principle of mentalism. All is mind. Everything that exists, whether tangible or intangible, originates from and is sustained by the mind. Our thoughts, therefore, are not powerless musings that exist in a void. Instead, they're powerful creative forces that can influence the world around us. Hermeticism wasn't the only tradition to consider reality's mental nature. Many civilizations and spiritual traditions have also considered this concept. For instance, in Hindu philosophy, the concept of Brahman denotes the ultimate reality. Brahman is often described as pure consciousness, suggesting that the universe is a manifestation of this consciousness. Similarly, in Buddhism, the doctrine of mind only, Yogacara, teaches that all phenomena are manifestations of the mind, further reinforcing the idea that reality is shaped by our mental states. Just as the Hermetic master taught the students to paint their world with their thoughts, quantum physics teaches us that our observation, our focused attention, can influence the outcome of quantum events. But we might need more tangible proof that this happens this way before we internalize this principle. Let's take the experiments of Dr. Masaru Emoto as an instance of this. He experimented with water crystals to prove whether human consciousness could influence the physical world. Emoto's studies showed that water exposed to positive words and intentions formed beautiful symmetrical crystals, while water exposed to negative words resulted in chaotic, disordered structures. Although controversial, Emoto's work has inspired many to explore the idea that our thoughts and emotions can have tangible effects on our environment. Let's delve deeper into the concept of how our thoughts and attention shape our reality. Imagine that our minds operate with two types of focus, positive and negative attention. When we think positively about something, we draw more of that positivity into our lives. Conversely, when we dwell on negative thoughts, we attract more of what we dislike. It's akin to a magnet. The positive end draws things in, while the negative end pushes things away. This is why we need to take care of where we direct our attention, as our focus can impact our life in deep ways. So, knowing this, what do we do to influence reality in our favor? Think positive. By concentrating on positivity and what we desire, we can manifest more of these good things in our reality. And that's how elites keep us from realizing our true potential. Throughout history, humans have been biologically and socially conditioned to operate from a place of fear and survival. This primal instinct for survival has led us to adopt a mode of protection, steering clear of conflicts and risks. It has negatively shaped how we perceive the world around us, and those in power have reinforced this with social engineering. In relationships, this conditioning often manifests in repetitive patterns. Many people find themselves in similar types of relationships time and again, unable to break free from past traumas. This repetition occurs because we haven't fully processed or released the emotional baggage we carry. Our subconscious minds, still in protection mode, guide us towards familiar scenarios, even if they are not beneficial. To transform these patterns, we must be willing to confront the systems in our mind. This process requires mindfulness and a conscious effort to focus on healing and positive change. By doing so, we can break free from the cycle of negativity and create healthier, more fulfilling relationships and slowly increase our mental energy. But the influence of positive and negative attention extends beyond personal relationships to all areas of life. In our careers, health, and personal growth, the principle remains the same. Where we place our mental energy determines what we attract and experience. It determines our immediate reality, and that is the basis of quantum physics, although 90% of the population have no idea how their mental energy keeps them trapped in unhealthy cycles. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Keep watching, and you'll learn far more powerful mysteries of one of the most complicated fields in science. The mysteries of quantum physics. Quantum physics delves into the mysteries of the smallest particles in the universe. It has long fascinated both scientists and spiritual seekers alike. At its core, quantum mechanics reveals a world that defies conventional logic, where particles can exist in multiple states at once, and where the act of observation itself can alter the outcome of an experiment. It is within this enigmatic realm that the power of mental energy to influence reality begins to take shape. When particles, such as photons, are fired through two slits, they create an interference pattern on the other side, indicating that they behave as waves. However, when these particles are observed, they behave like particles, and the interference pattern disappears. The act of observation changes their behavior. This experiment, one of the most famous in quantum mechanics, highlights the deep impact of the observer on the observed. It suggests that the very act of focusing our attention can alter the course of events on a quantum level. This opens up a world of possibilities, suggesting that our thoughts and intentions might have a direct influence on the fabric of reality itself. This is known as superposition. This phenomenon, perplexing as it may seem, offers a profound insight into the power of the mind. But how to apply this principle to influence our daily life? The power of superposition. In the realm of daily life and thought, the concept of superposition is similar to the group of possibilities that exist within our minds before we make a decision or take action. Just as an electron can exist in multiple states, our thoughts can encompass a range of potential outcomes, each one equally possible, until we focus our mental energy and make a conscious choice. Imagine waking up in the morning with countless possibilities for how your day could unfold. Each action, decision, and interaction is like an electron in superposition, existing in a state of potential. It is your mental focus and intention that collapse these possibilities into a single reality. By harnessing this power, you can influence your daily life in profound ways. The first step in applying this principle is to cultivate awareness of your thoughts. Begin by observing your mind as if you were a scientist observing a particle. Notice the different states of mind you inhabit throughout the day, moments of clarity, doubt, joy, and frustration. Recognize that each thought carries potential and that your focus determines which potential becomes reality. One practical technique is to start your day with a moment of stillness, setting a clear intention for how you wish to navigate the day. This can be done through meditation, visualization, or simply a few moments of reflective thought. As you do this, imagine the various possibilities for your day and consciously choose the outcome that aligns with your highest good. When you choose this particular outcome, you'll make it easier to take place, because it'll now be easier to manifest. Once observed, the likelihood of this outcome taking place multiplies tenfold. And if this seems unbelievable, consider the story of the Buddha under the Bodhi tree. As he sat in deep meditation, he was confronted with countless distractions and temptations. Yet, through unwavering focus and intention, he transcended these obstacles and attained enlightenment. In this case, his superposition was choosing the state of enlightenment over the distractions of the mind by focusing his mental energy. He made reaching this state easier because he consciously made the decision to focus on it. In practical terms, this means that when faced with a challenge or decision, you have the power to shift your reality by choosing the state of mind that serves you best. For example, if you encounter a difficult situation at work, instead of succumbing to stress or frustration, you can choose to approach it with calm and confidence. By doing so, you influence the outcome in a positive way. Positive, negative, and neutral mental energy. Here's where things get more interesting. Our attention can be categorized into positive and negative, and while it might seem that life responds better to positive attention, it actually responds to the content of our attention regardless of its polarity. This is the basis of the law of attraction and the reason why we need to be careful of where we direct our mental energy at all times. When we face challenges, our perception determines the outcome. For example, if we encounter a difficult situation at work and choose to view it positively, seeing it as an opportunity for growth, we attract positive energy that aligns with our optimistic outlook. Conversely, if we view the same situation negatively, we draw in negative energy that reflects our pessimistic attitude. This phenomenon underscores the importance of how we perceive and feel about our experiences. Our mind interprets content as positive or negative based on our feelings. When we feel positively, our mind perceives the content as positive, and when we feel negatively, it sees the content as negative. If we are in a state of fear, our mind generates negative thoughts, which then manifest as negative outcomes. This is why maintaining a correspondence between the heart and mind is essential. When our heart feels something negative, our mind follows suit, leading to negative manifestations. An alternative approach is to perceive situations with neutral, non-polar attention. When we view something neutrally, it enters our life and passes without affecting us. For instance, in an unpleasant situation, if we simply observe and accept it without attaching any positive or negative emotions, the situation dissolves without altering our life path. This neutral perspective prevents the situation from having power over us, allowing us to continue unaffected. Imagine the teachings of Spinoza, a Dutch philosopher from the 17th century. Spinoza believed in the idea of conatus, the natural tendency of beings to persevere in their own existence. He proposed that understanding the true nature of our emotions and desires can lead to greater self-control and a more fulfilling life. By applying Spinoza's principles, we can view our emotions and experiences with neutrality, understanding them without being controlled by them. In order to create the reality we want, we must learn to process our past traumas correctly. Neutral attention can play a significant role in this process. By not allowing our past negative experiences to dictate our current mindset, we can break free from their influence. This means acknowledging past traumas without letting them generate ongoing negative thoughts and emotions. To apply these concepts in our daily lives, we can start by practicing calm principles whenever we encounter challenging situations. We can pause and observe our initial reactions. Instead of immediately labeling the experience as positive or negative, we can take a step back and view it from a neutral standpoint. This shift in perception allows us to respond more calmly and thoughtfully, reducing the impact of negative emotions. A well-known parable that illustrates this idea is the story of the Chinese farmer. In this story, a farmer's horse runs away and his neighbors lament his bad luck. The farmer simply responds, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returns with a group of wild horses and the neighbors congratulated the farmer on his good fortune. Again, the farmer responds, "Maybe." The story continues with a series of events that are alternately seen as good or bad by the neighbors, but the farmer remains neutral, understanding that it's impossible to predict the true impact of each event. By not jumping to conclusions and labeling our experiences as purely good or bad, we can navigate life with greater equanimity. This mindset helps us conserve our mental energy and focus on what truly matters, allowing us to create the reality we desire. Another powerful application of superposition in daily life is in the realm of relationships. Every interaction with another person holds multiple potential outcomes. By approaching each interaction with positive intention and clear focus, you can shape the nature of your relationships. Imagine each conversation as an electron in superposition, with the potential to be either harmonious or discordant. Your mental energy, through kind words and positive thoughts, can collapse these possibilities into harmonious outcomes. Likewise, superposition can be applied to your goals and aspirations. Each goal you set exists in a state of potential until you focus your mental energy on it. By visualizing your desired outcome and taking deliberate actions toward it, you collapse the wave of possibilities into a concrete reality. This is not merely wishful thinking, but a practical application of mental focus and intention. But here's a way to get used to thinking with superposition. Adopt a nightly reflection routine. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review your thoughts and actions. Reflect on the states of mind you inhabited and the outcomes they produced. Ask yourself how you can harness your mental energy more effectively to influence your reality positively. This simple practice of reflection can transform your understanding of the power of your mind and guide you toward more conscious living. And key towards maintaining a positive superposition practice involves changing your mindset. Adjust your mindset. One well-known study conducted by psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck once explored the mysteries of our mindset when applied to quantum physics. Dweck's research revealed that individuals with a growth mindset, who believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning, tend to achieve greater success and resilience compared to those with a fixed mindset, who believe their abilities are static and unchangeable. This study underscores the impact of our mental attitudes on our experiences and achievements, reinforcing the principle that our thoughts can shape our reality. People with a growth mindset are more likely to embrace challenges, persevere in the face of setbacks, and see effort as a path to mastery. You'll engage in continuous learning and adapt to changing circumstances, which can lead to higher levels of innovation and productivity. In personal relationships, individuals with a growth mindset are more likely to approach conflicts as opportunities for growth and understanding, leading to stronger and more resilient relationships. These people tend to achieve greater success and demonstrate higher levels of resilience compared to those with a fixed mindset, who may avoid challenges, give up easily, and view effort as fruitless if they believe they lack inherent talent. Incorporate affirmations and positive self-talk into your routine. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "I can learn to do this with practice." This simple shift in language can reinforce a growth mindset and help you approach challenges with a more positive and resilient attitude. Additionally, surround yourself with influences that support a growth mindset. Seek out mentors, friends, and colleagues who encourage and inspire you to learn and grow. Engage in activities that challenge you and push you out of your comfort zone, whether it's learning a new skill, taking on a new project, or exploring new interests. Acceptance redirects your energy. Acceptance acts as the antidote to resistance. When we fully accept a situation, we no longer resist it, which dissipates the energy we would otherwise spend on negative attention. This redirection of energy towards positive manifestations is key. It's important to recognize that we are not accumulating new energy, but rather redirecting our existing energy. Our goals inherently want to manifest. We simply need to step aside and allow them to come into existence. This can only begin with a complete acceptance of the current situation, regardless of how negative it might seem. By accepting even the worst-case scenario, we cease to feed it with the energy of resistance. Next, we must shift our focus towards neutral attention, which is essential for manifesting our desires. The crucial point to remember is that we have the power to choose how we perceive any situation. By accepting and then redirecting our attention towards positive outcomes, we can effectively create the reality we want. To bring about any change in our lives, we must first fully embrace the present moment. The present is always in a state of flux and cannot be altered, no matter how much we try. Attempting to hold on to the present is futile because it quickly becomes the past. Our true power lies in making conscious choices about what we want in the next moment. Often we deceive ourselves into believing that if we resist our current circumstances hard enough, they will change. However, true transformation begins with acceptance. This mindset frees us from the negative energy that hinders our progress and allows us to focus on creating positive outcomes. Acceptance is not passive resignation or defeat. It is an active, courageous engagement with reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. It involves acknowledging our thoughts, emotions, and circumstances without judgment, resistance, or denial. This does not mean we condone or approve of everything that happens, but rather that we recognize and allow the present moment to be as it is. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly through its course. When it encounters rocks and obstacles, it does not resist or try to push them away. Instead, it flows around them, embracing their presence and continuing on its path. This is the essence of acceptance, moving with the natural flow of life, rather than against it. Resistance, on the other hand, is like trying to swim upstream, exhausting our energy and creating unnecessary struggle. Whatever it may be, our resistance often stems from a desire to control or change what is beyond our control. By bringing these patterns into our awareness, we can begin to release our grip and make space for acceptance. This process of acceptance can be challenging, especially when faced with painful emotions or difficult circumstances. Remember that just as quantum particles respond to observation, our lives respond to the focus of our minds. When we direct positive attention towards our desires, we attract and manifest positivity. Conversely, negative attention can draw more of what we fear or wish to avoid. This dynamic is akin to the workings of a magnet, where like attracts like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.